Jamaica and China to deepen relations during Prime Minister's official visit. $48 million project to boost farming in St. Thomas. Prime Minister urges citizens to partner with the government to build communities. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Jamaica and China will deepen diplomatic relations during Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller's 5-day official visit to the country. Mrs. Simpson-Miller, who left the island on Saturday, is accompanied by Foreign Affairs Minister Senator A.J. Nicholson, Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change Minister Robert Pickersgill, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister Anika Miller, Special Envoy and Chief Advisor Dr. Carlton Davis, as well as other support and communications personnel. A small business delegation will also explore trade and investment opportunities with officials and business interests in China. Jamaica established diplomatic relations with China in November 1972, and the Jamaican embassy was opened in Beijing in July 2005. Both countries have partnered in a number of areas, including mining, education, tourism, infrastructure development, and sport. During the Prime Minister's absence, Transport Works and Housing Minister Dr. Omar Davies will be in charge of the government. A $48 million project has been launched to improve the efficiency and sustainability of farming in rural Jamaica. The Extending Financial Services Directed to Rural Jamaican Farmers program will allow farmers to access funding to help boost their production output. The project, which was launched in St. Thomas on Friday, is a partnership between the Inter-American Development Bank and the St. Thomas Cooperative Credit Union. Agriculture Minister Roger Clarke, who represented the Prime Minister at the function, welcomed the initiative, saying it would boost agricultural production.
It goes straight to the heart of what must be done right now if we are to achieve true prosperity. Your project comes at a time when there is a great need to uplift the farming community of the parish.
Without community renewal, there can be no successful and prosperous Jamaica. That's the word from the Prime Minister, whose message was delivered to a stakeholder consultation forum recently by local government and community development minister Noel Arscott. He said reducing crime and violence and strengthening the justice system would allow for safer communities.
Safer communities mean better environment to educate our children, nurture our talents, and do business. Safer environment also provides the context to grow our economy, create more job opportunities, all leading to greater community development.
The Prime Minister also called on stakeholders to partner with the government to improve the lives of citizens and build strong communities. A committee is to be set up to facilitate greater dialogue with members of the Rastafarian community. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller says the effort will complement government's cultural and creative industries policy.
We are responding to the call of those Jamaicans whose expression of culture have been of value not only economically, but in the global representation of the Jamaican as triumphant, proud, and free. Because Jamaica is more than a brand, it is more than a name. It is the pride of a people.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller was speaking at the closing ceremony for the 2nd Annual Rastafari Studies Conference and General Assembly.
Up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller paraphrasing a quote from national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Jamaicans celebrated his birthday on August 17, and the Prime Minister met with his son, Dr. Julius Garvey. A group of volunteers from the Caribbean Medical Mission of New Jersey has been lauded for their continuous service to Jamaica. As a mark of gratitude, the Prime Minister hosted a reception for them at Vale Royal prior to her visit in China.
The interesting thing is that they take a number of persons and they treat the people for free, and they also take medication so that if someone would need medication, they would be able to supply the medication right there. Everything for free.
The Caribbean Medical Mission of New Jersey has been providing free health care to Jamaicans for the past 15 years. And finally, the Prime Minister paid tribute to the late Dr. Douglas Manley at his funeral last Thursday. Mrs. Simpson-Miller read the first lesson at the service as persons paid respect to the man described as a great Jamaican who made significant contributions to the nation. Dr. Manley was a former Member of Parliament for South Manchester between 1989 and 1993 and a cabinet minister and a senator. And that's it for this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next week for the latest out of the office of the Prime Minister.